Steven Presley is with us. Stay with us. He's going to tell us some famous TV homes you can now rent as Airbnbs. Don't forget, you can stream the podcast version of this show. Search JB and Sandy on the iHeartRadio app. Steven, a quick update on your podcast project. You got one?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close. We're in meetings right now, and we're going to record before January is over, the first episode.
Are you having meetings with the dead people you're going to talk to, or?
Yeah, we had to have a pre-meeting with Patrick Swayze to make sure, what questions we could ask him.
Yes, Steven's whole podcast is talking to dead celebrities.
With
Talking
a medium.
to dead celebrities.
Right?
Yeah,
with a medium.
With the help of a medium.
Yeah.
So it'll be a real, spiritual, real metaphysical conversation.
I'm looking forward to it. Let us know when the first episode drops. Let's talk about famous TV homes that you can rent as Airbnbs.
Yeah. So in this one, it was pretty well known. The Brady Bunch house was restored on HGTV a few years ago. I think that maybe the Property Brothers was part of the team that helped redo. So the exterior of the house.
Did they keep it that 70s look, or did they, or 60s, 70s, or did they update it? Because I don't.
No. Yeah, purely Brady Bunch aesthetic from the original show.
Nice,
They wanted to have that experience. People had that experience. So the exterior always looked that way and had not been, I think they may have had to spruce it up a little bit so where it looked fresh. But the interior did not look anything like what we saw on the show because that was filmed at a studio at the soundstage. So they actually redid the interior of the house to look like the way the Brady Bunch house looked on TV. So it was a real authentic Brady Bunch experience. That is a house you can rent in Southern California as an Airbnb, and you can take selfies and you can have the Brady Bunch experience. There's some others.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
I have the Brady Bunch thing. Now there's something that would make or break my decision on whether or not I would rent that Airbnb. And here's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mike's office?
Yeah.
Or is it Mike's office when they turned it into Greg's room, all hippy dippy with the beads and all that? Because now I want it when Greg moved Greg's room in there.
You want
I don't want
room?
Mike's office. Do you remember that episode?
I do remember that. That was pretty yeah.
Right. So that's a big question. And then the episode was
room.
weird because in the next episode, it was back to Mike's office.
Didn't work.
Yeah. And it was weird. The whole thing was weird. What are some other ones?
Yeah, so Will Smith had partnered up, and this was for a limited time. It's already passed, but they may bring it back at some point. But Will Smith had partnered up with Airbnb to offer a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion experience that they were doing for the Fresh Prince. Now Golden Girls, you can't actually rent the actual Golden Girls house for the Airbnb, even though the house does exist. It's a private residence. They don't rent it out. But across the country, there are several Golden Girl themed Airbnbs that you can rent that go all in on the Golden Girls aesthetic. One in Kentucky is one in particular that I found looking it up online, and each room is dedicated to with one of these Airbnbs, each room is dedicated to one of the characters from the show.
That's good, Trisha. That's right up your alley.
Well, I mean, yeah, I watched Golden Girls for sure in the heyday. Are you saying that, though, because my girls and I say we're going to have our own Golden Girls compound?
Right.
Yeah.
You guys could go on vacation. We're in Kentucky. And see if it works.
Try it out.
Yeah. Kind of fun.
What's scary is you're probably the same age, if not older, than the Golden Girls when they made that show.
When they filmed it, right?
Oh, gosh.
They were in their mid-50s.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
They look so much older.
I'll tell you, it would be a cool Airbnb. I don't even know if it still exists. You probably know, Steven, but South Fork Ranch.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
From Dallas. How cool would that be?
That'd
I
be
saw
fun.
it a few years ago. I was just working in Dallas, had a work trip over there, and I didn't even think about that it was across the street. And suddenly I look up, and there it was. And it was like the song immediately popped up in my head. And
South Fork?
South Fork.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it still exists. It's still
It still
there.
exists. Oh yeah, they have a South Fork experience. They have every year they have a Dallas TV show festival at South Fork, and they bring back some of the old cast members, and you can have a weekend experience if you're a Dallas fan there at South Fork.
Is like back in the day when that show, there was a ranch out in the middle of nowhere in North Dallas, but now is it surrounded by burbs and McDonald's and strip centers and
Yeah, there's a Panera Bread like right there where JR used to stand by the. I mean, it's like,
oh my god.
Yeah, it's developed like a suburb now.
I figured
they ought to make make Gilligan and the Skipper's little hut there at Airbnb. with the hammocks,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty sweet.
Coconut phone.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
I'd rather stay with Ginger and Marianne.
Yeah,
if you want to stay with Gilligan and Skipper, go ahead.
But I'm telling you, the older I get, Lovey was a looker.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She was a grandma.
Oh, no. I said the older I get, you take a look at old Lovey. She
really
underrated, right? Underrated.
I don't subscribe to that.
Very milfy.
I thought you said milky.
What was her name on the show?
Very
Natalie
pale and
Schaefer.
white.
Why do I remember that name? Natalie Schaefer was her name.
If you gave her a modern haircut and like a makeover,
you're
probably
the only person who knows her name. You're the only person.
I know.
But I mean, have you looked at her, like, recently looked at what she looked like then?
Oh, wait. There's a picture of her in 1942.
Okay, well, 1942, sure. Okay, yeah, 1942. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
But not as Lovey.
I'm just saying.
That'd be like me saying Thurston Howell is hot.
I'm stranded on a desert isle and I got a shot.
Yeah.
With any of them, I'm not backing off of Lovey. That's what I'm saying. I'm going. I'm in for sure. Finally, let's talk about more outrage at the Alamo Draft House. People going nuts because they're going digital. What else?
Yeah, there's some reports from some reliable sources, and if there's anyone from the Alamo that this is not true, please let us know. But what I've been hearing from reliable sources online is that there's going to be further changes to follow the paperless plan. One is an automated kiosk, and there's some stories of reports of, and I can't confirm, but it's from reliable sources that there are some layoffs and that they're going fully digital with automated kiosk. So there's some outrage online about this. If this is untrue, please let us know.
I don't know. Like, self-checkout is a thing. I do it at Whole Foods and H-E-B all the time, right? It's a thing. I don't know if humans could be trusted in a movie theater.
They've proven for decades that you can't, because we're all sneaking food in.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's so pricey, we feel like we need to steal it. This won't work.
Yeah.
When milk does or $11, no.
Yeah.
So Steven,
it's going in my pants unpaid.
They get nice and warm. They get warm that way, and they're warm.
Oh yeah.
When you say there's a kiosk, you have to download the app to order your food and then go get your food yourself at the kiosk.
I think so there's other movie theaters that do have the kiosk option. So we've seen that at some theaters, but it's like for your tickets, if you haven't already purchased your tickets, or just also to check in and get a printout of your ticket when you get to the theater if you bought it online. One thing that's pretty funny is, you remember years ago when the Alamo had that woman who had called, talking about a Karen, who had called and left that irate message about her being scolded for having her phone and getting kicked out. And
everyone turned on her.
They turned that into a commercial and it went viral.
Yeah.
I wonder how she feels now.
Right?
They're making you use your phone.
Yeah. Everyone's going to have their phone out. So
yeah, I want to find that lady, and I would put her on an interview.
It's funny how the perception of the phone has changed. When there was a time on the radio show where Sandy and I are like, put your phones away. Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like,
yes.
You wouldn't think of saying that now.
Right now, even when you watch like big time network TV or not cable news shows, they've all got their phones sitting there on the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah. Really strange. Coming up, we got a chance for you to win $1,000 at 9:00. And if you can believe this, Steven's got a beef with Luby's. Trisha will defend Luby's honor.
Oh, I will.
Everything she has. So stick around. More coming up.
1031austin.com.